arson. However, we are looking at the specialists to come in, and international actors to come in and conclude the investigation. But for now, we have identified some people of interest that we are talking to. There's absolutely no one on arrest, but there are people who the police continue to speak with on a daily basis. I mean, and it continues to lead from one place to another, and we're following all of the leads at this point in time. So we're hoping that we can get the foreign investigators in as soon as possible, and once it is concluded, then we will move on to the next stage of the investigation. I know everybody have got tons of questions, so I will stop here.
That makes it more frustrating. The Rural Law Caucus is going to make a remark. We are almost closing now. Again, using the Constitution, we want to announce a few leadership of this party, because we are moving immediately to take our position for CMT Global, and Ms. Deborah Sharp. She's the regional chair for Western or Midwest United States for CMT USA. Mr. Semu Connor is chairperson of the regional body of the West Coast of the United States.
So these experts are here to work along with us in our ongoing investigation. They're not opening a separate investigation outside of what we're doing, but rather to work and support us to fill the gaps in areas that strengthen our investigation even further. We have agreed that we'll have a joint press briefing after their work, so when it is done, we'll call you all together so that we can sit and give you more detail on their behavior. So for now, we'd like to start at that particular point.
So our first question, I'm Rufus Cannon from Love TV and Love FM. Who extended the invite to them?
The government of the Republic of Liberia. Thank you.
So how many days will it be here for?
Well, it depends. It depends on a lot of factors.
Yeah, so they say in the public, there are some public perception that the police have already started investigation.
The police being investigated from the
police already have a person of interest as it relates to the case. But people are concerned, why didn't the police invited these experts to help them for people that people are person of interest?
Because the police has sufficient reason to charge. Sufficient reason to charge, and that's why we went ahead to charge.
A team of journalists will have with us the former Secretary General of the Liberia Football Association, T.R.C.Z. Montgomery. Welcome to the media.
It's a pleasure.
You started this project today. We are reaping a 1.5 million headquarter project as Secretary General. You was from the start. How do you feel?
The first thing I have to correct is approximately. It's about 1 million or 1.5. So the project costs 1.5. It's not 1 million you're doing or posted on your official page that is 1.5, or it's about 1.15. So the commission has to be made and we subsequently picture. But I'm very much proud to be part of this concept. We started it, we very much take things to the past executive and the foreign for their vision, the vision from the president.
Okay, folks, good morning, wherever you are and whatever you are doing. We'd like to say a pleasant welcome to yet another very, very thunderous edition of the Today Show right here on Spoon 107.5. We're coming to you live on our various social media handles: Spoon TV Live, Fabric TV Live, Super TV Live, and there are our YouTube channels. My name is Yekezi Zobel. It's always good to, be here every morning to serve you a very, very palatable breakfast. We've got a lot in store here for you because there are a lot of things happening in the country, and we will be bringing details or update about some of the developments occurring in the country. All right, so we speak to several individuals here this morning. We hope to speak to Reverend Derek Kula. He's the head of the GMC, the Global Methodist Church, a breakaway group from the United Methodist Church. Yesterday, there was tension over the country at various Methodist churches where worshipers had gone to worship God, but then they were told to vacate their church premises, and that led to clash between worshipers and police officers, not only in Monrovia, but in Grand Bassa, in Nimba, and other parts of Liberia. We will speak to Dr. Jerry Kula and Reverend Jackson. Reverend Kenneth Jackson is the head pastor of the 72nd Global Methodist Church, formerly 72nd United Methodist Church. We speak to him via the telephone. And as you may know today, the motorcyclists, group of motorcyclists, planned promised to carry out a protest action against the ban imposed on them by the Liberian National Police from flying the principal streets of Monrovia. So today is the day of their protest. Today is the 3rd of March. So we speak to some of the protesting motorcyclists, but on the other hand, another motorcycle union held by John Kenyon says that today's protest is politically motivated. Is some folks from the CDC who spearheading that protest action is not coming from the motorcyclists. So we'll also speak to John Kenyon about that. And as you may know, over the weekend in Sacramento City, Nimba County, Musa Belete, held his first convention, his party, the Citizens Movement for Change, in Nimba County over the weekend. They held their very first convention. Yeah, so Musa Belete was elected on a white ballot as a political leader of that party. Wilfred Bangura was elected as secretary, and other, code of officers were elected. We speak to Wilfred Bangura this morning to tell us more about the mission and vision of that political party for Liberia. It's yet to be certificated by the National Elections Commission. All right. So we speak to Wilfred Bangura as we go on with the show. So yes, those are folks that we hope to be speaking to here this morning on the show. But don't forget, today, Spoon FM in collaboration with Radio Game Limited, we are offering 8,000 and 4,000 Liberian dollars through the radio entertainment game right here on our show. So all you need to do is to dial the playing code *799#. You select number 3 for Spoon FM. Choose out to pay the playing fee of 70 cents or 100 Liberian dollars, 70 cents US or 100 Liberian dollars. And once you do that, you automatically enter the draw and you stand a chance to win for yourselves 8,000 or 4,000 Liberian dollars. It's a raffle draw or a lottery. So the more you play, the more your chances are to win. So you want to play it multiple times to stand a higher chance of winning. Yeah. So the dashboard has been open since 7 o'clock, as a matter of fact. So welcome to it, and that's a lineup of our this morning's activities. There are other trending, issues in the country that will be bringing to your attention as well. And the show is going to be interactive as always. We open the lines, and solicit your inputs, your views, your perspectives about some of the issues that matter to the growth and development of Mama Liberia. So that's it this morning. We take a very, very short break. First, let me usher in Sylvester Wowie. Sylvester, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Yakazit, and good morning to the many listeners on our voice this morning.
Okay, it's good having you on. How was your weekend?
Thankfully, we are alive, and we are grateful for life, as usual. There's something you left out, and I think the embattled speaker is expected to appear before the Liberal National Police today. And we saw a couple of Facebook posts from member of the CDC, that's the Congress for Democratic Change, inviting their partisans to accompany the impacted speaker to the headquarters of the Liberal National Police.
Yeah, so that's it. Speaker Fonantin Kofa is expected at the LNP headquarters today to be interrogated, to be questioned regarding the Capitol building fire incident. Like other lawmakers that have been linked to this incident have been called up for questioning. He too will be questioned there this morning. Yeah, so that's it. Don't forget, play the radio game. We'll be joining our first winner very soon. The code is *799 # select number 3 for Spoon FM. Choose how to pay the playing fee of 70 cents US or $100 Liberian dollars. And once you do that, you automatically enter the draw and you stand a chance to win big money, 8,000 Liberian dollars or 4,000 Liberian dollars. Just before we take this break, I'd like to say good morning to those of you watching us live on Spoon TV. Let me say good morning to Stephen Boda, following from the 72nd community. My own good friend and brother Momo F. Dana. Good morning. He's following from Kakata, Magibi County this morning. Momo, thanks for following the show. Freeman Kelly is following the show this morning from Nimba County. Freeman, thanks for following the show this morning. Jocelyn Handes, is following the show this morning. Thanks for following. Rito Pacato is also following the show. George Brown is following the show. Murphy Hina is following the show. Emon T. Dode is following the show. Daniel Freeman Jr. is following the show. Good morning and welcome to all of you following the show this morning. The show promises to be very juicy, very informative, very interactive this morning. So be there as we hear, because it's our responsibility to inform you with everything that you need to know about. We take this very short break. We'll come back. We'll bring you the weather forecast. We'll bring you the latest exchange rates from the Central Bank of Liberia's website. And then we get to speak to some of the newsmakers. Okay, pleasant welcome back. This is the Today Show right here on Spoon 107.5. Let's get into it this morning. Quickly, let's bring you the weather forecast for today in Monrovia and its environs. So this weather forecast is only for Monrovia and its environs. So if you're outside Monrovia, if you're far away from Monrovia, this weather forecast is not for you. So according to the weather forecast today, yep. So according to the weather forecast today, nice. The weather is going to be nice with sunshine and a few clouds. Yeah, so that's the weather forecast. The weather is going to be nice with sunshine and a few clouds. Thunderstorm is 4%. Rainfall is 0.000 inch. Yeah, so that's it for the weather forecast. It was the latest exchange rates on the CBL's website. So the exchange rates remain the same from last week. The buying rate is 197 Liberian dollars to 1 USD, and the selling rate is 199 Liberian dollars to 1 USD. That's the latest buying rates on the Central Bank of Liberia's website. And quickly, let's join Sylvester Wowie for the passion of live sports. Sylvester.
Okay, Yakazi, the semi-final lineup for the FA Cup has been completed. Watanga FC will now face Leska FC following the weekend victory against Ghanasville FC in the quarterfinals. Watanga won from the post-match after the game ended in a 1-1 draw. And the second semi-final match will be between Invincible 11 IE and, of course, Blackmail Warriors. Blackmail Warriors defeated Jubilee Football Club 7-1 in yesterday first quarterfinal match. So that will be the landlord in the semi-final, IE versus Blackmail Warriors. And then Watanga FC, the former defending league champions, will go against the defending league champions will go against Leska Football Club. And football activity in Liberia was being postponed after some clubs wrote the LFA telling them they will not attend to LFA game in the absence of ambulance. It can be recorded Amara Kamara, a player from Blackmail Warrior, died on January 22 after sustaining a major injury in a league match against B Mountain at the D12 football field. So yesterday, Benita Ure, the president for Shatter Injure, posted that her club, Shatter Injure, will not play league match until there's ambulance on the field because two of our players sustained injury and they had to be transported by motorbike to health center to obtain treatment. So there's other clubs are also promised to follow suit. They said they will not honor any LFA game until there's an ambulance on the pitch.
So that is all along, there hasn't been ambulances on sport pitches.
There are not been ambulance at match venues, and something I've been very serious because a couple of players, we got players from War Girls who have been on the sideline for several months after she sustained a major injury for her foot got broken. So she has not been in action for her club. And all of these are happening in the absence of ambulance. At times when the players sustain these injuries, you see somebody will have to back them to rush them to a medical center or find motorbike to take them to whatever health center they got nearby.
And what is the LFA saying about this?
Well, in time past, the LFA had an MOU with the Red Cross and all of medical centers where they could bring ambulance to LFA league games, but that is not the case this year. And the LFA is saying ambulance will cost around 80,000 US dollar, and they don't have that money for now. And it's not just one venue. LFA games are played at different venues across the country, so that will require 4 or 5 ambulances.
Wow. Okay. That's good to know. That's from the Passion of Life Sports here this morning on Spawn 107.5. So let's now see if we can speak to one or two of our correspondents here this morning. But also we want to speak to John Kenyon. John Kenyon happens to be the president. Is the president of the Motorcycle and Tricycle Union of Liberia, and his organization is saying that the protest today by motorcyclists is politically motivated, that his organization is not aware about the protest. He's accusing the CDC of instigating today's protest action by motorcyclists. So they release a press statement. We're going to read this just before we place a call to him. It says, Motorcycle and Tricycle Union of Liberia accuses CDC of mobilizing riders for protest, distances itself from planned demonstration. The merged Federation of Motorcycle and Tricycle Union of Liberia has accused the Opposition Coalition for Democratic Change of instigating a planned protest through an unauthorized group, the Supreme Motorcycle and Tricycle Union of Liberia. The union alleges that the planned demonstration is politically motivated and aimed at creating instability, calling on all motorcyclists and tricyclists to reject any attempts to use them as tools for political disruption. Some motorcyclists have announced about a week ago a protest against the Boubacar Koun government, particularly the Liberia National Police, to express their disenchantment. However, in a statement issued on Sunday, March 2, 2025, the Motorcycle and Tricycle Union, which describes itself as the sole legitimate representative of motorcycle and tricycle operators in Liberia, distanced itself from the protest and warned its members against participating. The protest is not about the welfare of motorcyclists and tricyclists. It is politically orchestrated. It is a politically orchestrated plot by individuals linked to the CDC's youth wing. The statement read, it says, we strongly condemn this act and urge all riders to remain peaceful and law-abiding. Mr. Johnson Kenyon, president of the union, said. Meanwhile, the Motorcycle and Tricycle Union accused its members that their concerns, including restricted zones in Central Monrovia, are being addressed through peaceful negotiations with the Ministry of Justice and the Liberia National Police. The union emphasized that its leadership is committed to advocating for the rights of riders through legal means rather than street protests. To further ease tensions, the union announced that motorcycles arrested during the ongoing dispute will be released free of charge starting March 3, 2025, upon presentation of the original back documents. The CDC has not yet responded to the claims, but the situation highlights the growing influence of political parties over Liberia's commercial, riders, a group that has historically played a crucial role in street demonstrations and election campaigns across the country. But we like to place a call to John, to tell us more about his union stands against this protest. Because at about now, motorcyclists should be assembling now to protest the government temporary ban on motorcyclists or motorcycles plying the principal streets of Monrovia. We have on the line now John Kenyon. John Kenyon is the president, like I said, of the Motorcycle and Tricycle Union of Liberia. John, good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning, Yekesi. Good morning to the Liberian people. And thank you for having me this morning.
Okay, so it's good having you on the line this morning as president of the Motorcycle and Tricycle Union of Liberia. You released a statement distancing your organization, from today's protest action, accusing the CDC of mobilizing some motorcyclists to carry out this action. You want to tell us more about this?
Yeah, so some part of last week, there was an accident that happened week before last Wednesday involving one of our cyclists.
Oh my God! Yeah, we are going to reconnect with. We're going to reconnect with John very, 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 very quickly, John. Just be on the hold. We are, trying to reconnect with you. We've been harmonized. Let's see if we can recharge quickly. To do this, you're listening to the Today Show right here on Spoon 107.5. My name is Yekezi Zobe. Sylvester Wowie is here. John is calling back, but I want to recharge to call him. Yep. So, yeah. Okay, so we have John back on the line. John, good morning. Sorry, we lost you, but welcome back.
Yeah, so just as I was saying, we have had the interference of political actors since this accident. And so, but before then, immediately the situation occurred. Upon receipt of the information that few cyclists were in the streets, vandalizing police booths and checkpoints, we decided to send leaders to ensure that calm is, restored, and that which we were able to work collectively, and that calm were restored. But then now, what happened is that when police decided to create restricted areas to ply, some part of last week, the CDC Youth League had a press conference, and then clearly stating that in fact they're going to mobilize motorcyclists to carry on protests if the police cannot open those restricted areas. And so it is on that basis, we as an institution, we cannot be seeking the well-being of our cyclists. Then we see people calling for protests. The issue is simple. Protest has not helped us. The reason is the very first protest that took place on the day of the incident. About 7 of our riders were arrested, and then they were charged and sent to Prince City Court. Those same people did not go there to run after. They never cared to know the people who were arrested during the situation. They left those guys vulnerable. They left them vulnerable. We now, the parents of those riders, were all on my phone, all on my back, to ensure that we provide enabling representation for those riders. We work with Anthony Baukowu and that of Anthony Sese, that Marshall Sese, and they represented us in our case at the Peaceville City Court. All right, we had 2 to almost 3 days running after that just to build those guys on an insurance bond. And so we managed to work with the parents, and we were able to build those guys up. So what we did after we built the cyclists, we decided now to reach out to the police. Can you imagine, even Honorable Sir Joseph were involved in this case, helping to advocate. Even the security chair on at the level of the Senate, Honorable Sarah Momo, also got involved in the advocacy of this, so that we can have a peaceful dialogue. We went at the press briefing, Mika, where we frowned on the arrest of cyclists, and at the end of the day, there was no caretaking to have them released, but then leaving all the responsibility with we the leaders. All right. So with that, that's the reason why we are saying no, our cyclists' life should not be risked, because you remember the state security have the absolute power to maintain law and order. And so you know that there are peaceful citizens who will want to move here and there. Government need to run, so they will not allow any citizen to disrupt the peace. And therefore, our cyclists, some of them, they running back. It is not for themselves. People pay for those bikes, give it to them as assignment, give it to them as work and pay. And some of them, it is just same motorcycle that is helping them to put food on their table. All right. So taking their bikes and going in the street to be running up and down to call protests, the time they are doing all of those things, business is passing by them. And what we are also saying to the police was restriction is not also solving the problem. So that's how the RG said, okay, John, we are willing to listen. But the people are always violent. When there is accident, there's something that nobody expected. According to the words of the RG, he said accident is unforeseen something. Why is it like people will not always wait for leadership to act, but then they will always take law in their hand before even anything happens? And that's where I'm dissatisfied. Always our guys will have to wait on us to fight. We as leaders should be the one fighting for them. They should not be fighting for themselves.
Okay, yeah. So Joel, let me just ask you some questions. So in your press release, you said you accused the CDC of mobilizing motorcyclists to, stage today's protest action. Yes, the CDC is a fact that the CDC held a press conference and said that it's going to stage a protest action today, but the CDC is protesting for several things, and the ban on motorcyclists is just one of the issues that the CDC is protesting against. They are protesting against corruption and other things. So this ban is just one of the many reasons the CDC Youth League says is conducting this protestation. But Supreme Motorcycle Union, we saw them move from the Ministry of Justice informing them that they're going to protest today. We didn't see the CDC alongside them. We also saw them at the UN headquarters informing them that they're going to protest today against the temporary ban placed on motorcyclists. And the main reason here is, according to them, they were told to meet up with certain requirements in order to, allow them plow the principal streets of Monrovia. And a lot of them have spent their resources, a lot of money to meet up with with those requirements. And seeing a ban being placed on them is unfair to them, and that is why they are protesting. So don't you see their protestation as reasonable enough?
Yes. Before this incident occurred, were you not seeing bikes all in the street?
Bikes were in the street, yes.
No, there's a situation that caused that.
Okay.
People should always look at the situation that happened before certain things happen. Some of us, we are leaders, we read between lines, we are not people, and not somebody that is stupid that anybody can use me. There's a situation that I always say to my motorcyclists, I wish everybody, even including the few guys that they are using, can understand that joy is in their interest. It is because of the protest that took place on the day of the accident that led to the closure of those places. But nobody stopped bike from running in town until this accident. So we are saying the violence is not the protestation is not the way forward. And let me clarify this, Yegesi. There is no existing institution called Supreme. There's no institution. You are a renowned journalist, and you work on a very big platform, Spoon. You can do your background investigation through the Ministry of Transport. If there is any institution called Supreme, all right, people want to use a banner to do what they want to do. And in fact, the guy who they are using a supreme motorcycle so-called or quote-unquote supreme motorcycle union. There's a man who happened to be the co-chair on CDC Youth League motorcycle affairs. All right, he's a co-chair.
Okay. So now,
so with that, listen, people should not make this to appear like we are against certain political. No. Our issue is if those people want to protest for their corruption, their leave the peaceful motorcyclists out of this.
John, according to you, you have been engaging with the Liberian National Police and other stakeholders to ensure that, the ban placed on motorcyclists now to apply major streets of maneuver in Painesville is lifted. What has been the response or responses of those that you have been engaging?
Well, we have had meeting with the Ministry of Justice, to the Liberian National Police. And in fact, we went at the Senate Committee on Transport, headed by Sir Joseph. It is a 9-senator committee where all of the institutions, leaders were present. All right? And in that meeting, Honorable Sir Joseph expressed dissatisfaction. First of all, that indeed this thing that is that should have been peaceful is now turning around. The senator, he clearly expressed dissatisfaction that this should be void of politics, first of all. And then he also came out and said, motorcyclists, leaders, you talk to your people. Let them try to disable the issue of violence. He also went on to say, we will stand up with you guys to ensure that we advocate for your bikes to be released. Now, the RG was invited the next day in a meeting last week, Thursday. Last week, Thursday, there was a mass meeting at the Senate where the police director was also invited. In that meeting, we agreed that every motorcycle that was arrested during the protestation up to today, every motorcycle was going to be released beginning March 3rd. That was the agreement we had last week, Thursday. All right? That they were going to release those bikes. The only thing, the rider should bring their document to authenticate that indeed this bike belonged to this individual. Because since there was a random arrest that was done on the day of the protest, so those bags were going to be released free of charge beginning today, before even the protests were planned. So we have been engaging. If you follow my press, my presentation at MEGA, we presented 4 major points as a recommendation. 1, to allow our cyclists to get back in the street. And then every motorcyclist and tricyclist that will be plying the streets should be properly attired. All right? And then 2, we said the police should free every motorcycle that were arrested in their possession. Follow the MEGA briefing last week. You will see it. And Spoon were there. If in fact, Spoon representative asked a question. The third one, we said we wanted to make sure we work with national government, with the police to ensure that there is awareness created on resolution between motorcyclists and the police to ensure that we even have a peaceful football match that will bring together the police and the motorcyclists at complex or ATS. That was suggested. And the 4th one, we said we want a massive training. We want a massive training for motorcyclists across the country on various topics: road and public safety, for small business management, customer service, and respect for rule of law. These are recommendations that we made when we appear on the MEGA press briefing. All right? So to leave all of those things that we are doing and we kill our time from place to place advocating for the cyclist, and then people want to use it to gain some political relevance. And moreover, Yagasi, you said, and the CDC said it will protest, but then one of it is a motorcycle thing. Is the CDC or protest today making airways with the exception of motorcycle need be used? I want you to tell me as a journalist. Is it not a motorcyclist image that is being placed on the spotlight?
Okay. So
we do not want motorcyclists to be used as a conduit to perpetrating violence. We want motorcyclists to be constructive, and motorcyclists to be considered as agents of positive change. We want motorcyclists. You know, one of the things I said during the prayer briefing, there are thousands of our motorcyclists who are educated, who are well educated, but because of the spot that is being placed on the sector, violence, it has had everything that is good within the motorcycle sector.
Okay.
Every good thing we are doing is hailing. Only because the name violence is being attached to the sector. And
John,
I do not want to see.
I actually want to know how many motorcycle unions do we have in Montserrat County?
We have one existing federation.
One existing.
One existing federation. So everybody come out and say, "Oh, this one."
And that is it the one that
situation? I'm coming here, guys. They wouldn't want to use this situation to gain some relevance. But all through, we have had one existing federation since 2018 during the CDC regime.
Is it the one that you heading?
What?
Is it the one that you heading? Is it the one that you're president of?
I was duly elected by everybody.
Okay. So
I was not handpicked. Unless they doing a press conference or the CDC, when they say I was handpicked by politicians. It's not true.
Okay. So what's the relationship between what's the relationship between you and the motorcyclists? Because here is it now that according to you, you're accusing them of being used by CDC to protest on today. Firstly, have you called upon them? Have you held a meeting with those motorcyclists who are calling to you are being used by the CDC to talk to them, to make them understand that you have been working in their interest and they did not listen to you?
All right, Yegazi, this sector, it's so large to the extent that at times you will do all the good things, but the negative will always supersede the negative. The fact that the politicians are very smart. Gentlemen, your president talking to you. Yeah, they did not stop you. Yeah, they did not stop you. They say, he's not in your interest. So you yourself too now. Somebody coming to tell you that. Knowing to the fact that few people, and you guys let me make this clear. If we will stage a protest, if we will stage a mass protest, we have over 150,000 motorcyclists in Montserrat alone. If we will stage a protest, I tell you for free, if every motorcyclist in Montserrat say they want to protest, there will be complete instability. In the entire country, we have over 350,000 motorcyclists. If we will stage a protest, it will be nationwide. Let me say this. We have leadership in the 15 counties. And with structures, with offices in the 15 counties. Offices in the 15 counties. Yeah, that's it. Besides that, you ask us if we have met. I have gone, we have had, as a leadership, we have had several meetings with the district coordinators. Even the day when the accident occurred, the next day, we call all the district coordinators. And we had a press release, all right? It was carried live on Spoon.
Okay.
That press release was carried live on Spoon. And all of the district coordinators were present. The 17 district coordinators were present at our office. We condemn the act of killing our cyclists. We condemn the act of violence. And then we provide a way forward. That's how we work as a educated people. We underscore the problem, and then we find solution. But the smart politicians will use only the negative aspect to win the minds of the people, and this is what they are doing. And so this is what I'm telling our cyclists: you have to be smart.
Okay, so Joe, my colleague Sylvester has a question for you.
John, I listened to you accuse the CDC and, of course, Supreme of instigating your men to protest on today. But they are equally accusing you of being in the government of the Unity Party. According to them, you work at the National Port Authority, and that's the reason you are speaking the way you speak today.
Sylvester, during the past regime, Sylvester, you are a renowned journalist. Didn't you hear John Kenyon speak the way he's speaking? Didn't you hear John Kenyon advocating? So people should not use situation to hide behind what they are doing. In fact, those same people, I remember the campaign against me.
But is it true? Is it true that you are working at the National Port Authority, John? John? Yeah, but just let us know if you work at the NPA.
On the basis of saying, John Kenyon, you see after election, when John Kenyon there, John, you forget about you. When John Kenyon is up there, you forget about you. And because John Kenyon is making a shift of not forgetting about the motorcyclist, of not forgetting about the tricyclist, so they want to come out and say, oh, he's working.
Okay.
If John Kenyon have forgotten those people were going to campaign on the basis to say, hey, we told you that they want to make it somewhere, you forget about you.
Okay. So it means you're not getting somewhere already. Do you have a job at the NPA?
I've always been working.
You have always been working. Where?
Even at the level of the motorcycle union, I'm not on salary.
Okay, but we are told from this government gave you the job at the NPA. Is that true?
Yegesi, I've said to you, I've always been working, and the people campaign that are going to forget about motorcyclists. And as such,
where do you work currently?
Prove them wrong. And it is not just on that. John A.F. Kenyon wasn't happy.
Okay.
If the new John Kenyon ain't no way in case, so you should not be with motorcyclists. They should have voted me out.
Okay.
Do it last year. They should have voted me out last year. But everybody went to tell they say we still want this man. We couldn't be one of the reasons why somebody was doing it because they wanted to see my commitment to still be with the sector. Let me tell you this. One of the mistakes any leader can do in left is to forget your root. The sector is my root.
John, thank you.
Even if I can be president of Liberia, I will never forget about the motorcycle sector. So that people need an argument.
Yeah. No, this argument, this particular argument is important, John, because if you are president of the motorcycle and tricycle union, then you are working within the government, you only want to go against the government because your job might be at risk. That's what makes this argument important. So that is why I want to know, or the public want to know, if you work within the government.
You are getting it all wrong, Yegesi. All right? Every statement I have made has been in the interest of our cyclists.
Okay.
The only thing I will not do, so the only thing that people want me to do to say, oh yeah, he in the interest, to say, you're not going to go there, for that they will not get that from me. But if somebody fight motorcyclists, we will go there. If somebody freeze on the ground of motorcyclists, we will go there to represent them. I just told you, some of our guys were arrested during the riot. They were charged with rioting. They were charged with aggravated assault. They were charged with disorderly conduct. And I just told you that we hire a lawyer to represent our cyclists, and we build them. Why can you highlight on that?
Thank you, John.
People want to go on.
Thank you very much. Quickly, Tokon has a question for you.
John, doing a press conference last Thursday, I asked you a particular question during our press conference, and the question was, you are appealing to the government of Liberia to do some other things like lift the ban and provide, education, way to have workshop with your colleagues, to talk with them, all of that. And I ask you specifically, if the government fails to adhere to any of your call, what will you do? And I would like to reiterate that question this morning, because the government seems to not listen to your call since last week and the week before. You've been calling on the government. We are not seeing anything. So moving forward, what are you going to do with all your 250,000 men and all of that?
Thank you, Chobo. Thank God you were there. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. You like.
Thank God you were there. And I mentioned earlier that during the prayer briefing, Spoon were represented. And thank God you admitted. And you were aware of my engagement during my presentation there. You were there. And you listened to me. You know how well I presented well on behalf of our cyclists. So to your question once again, and I want to say this. John Kenyon, as a president, during the past regime, did not organize anything that has to do with violence.
Okay.
Protest. John Kenyon,
but protestation is not necessarily violence.
I'm coming. My brother, you saw the first one that happened that led to the vandalization of police booths and checkpoints.
That was violence. I mean, that wasn't a planned protest.
Listen to me. We are saying here clearly, protest can never be the solution to amicably resolving your issue.
Okay.
We have agreed, like I said earlier, that every motorcycle that were arrested during the period.
The question is, what if the government does not lift the ban as you've been appealing? What would be your next course of action?
The ban will definitely be lifted, and we have been giving that assurance. But the first thing the police demanded.
How long?
Tokon, you were there.
How long? How long?
Four recommendations. Tokon, you remember?
Did the police give you any time frame when the ban will be lifted?
One of the things the police director said was, John, the first thing you put 4 things on the table. We can address the first one. I said, which one? He said, we are going to free all of your people back because you are crying that your people are hungry. They are going hungry. We agree to free all your people back, and they will not pay a damn. They said, no applause. That is the first thing.
Okay.
So get all of your bike today, moving on to tomorrow. Get all of your bikes. From now to Wednesday, then we see how we'll go by and say, okay, all of the bikes we thank you for agreeing to us. Let all of our bikes come back in the street. This country is a country that all of us should be able to protect, my dear brother. That is my major concern.
Thank you, John. Thank you.
We should protect the peace and stability of this country.
Thank you.
Organize violence, protest in past regime. I will not organize protest during
John, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure having you. Finally, and briefly, what can you say to those motorcyclists who are calling to you, have been mobilized and used by the CDC government to protest today?
First of all, the protest today is not just going to be exclusively motorcyclists. You are aware that CDC Youth League said they are going to protest, but they are going to also highlight the issue of the motorcyclist thing. So if you see people in the street, it will not be with the motorcyclists.
Thank you.
Take your microphone. Take your microphone. Go from parking to parking and interview motorcyclists. I said to you, there are thousands of cyclists who are good, who are waiting to only run their motorcycle to put food on the table for their children and their families. And so people should not use their image to tarnish and brand on negatively. Now to conclusively conclude, we want to say to our cyclists, we love you, and you are aware, you know that. But a few guys who people want to influence, I want to appeal to your conscience. John A.F.K., you all know me very well. How we have fought over the time and over the period. People who say I was going to let you down, I was going to forget about this sector, I was not going to speak on your behalf. Today my voice is still loud speaking for you.
Thank you, John. Thank you. We don't have the luxury of time. It's been a wonderful time having you on.
For any violence, for anything that has to do with protest.
Thank you very much.
We constructively engage.
Thank you.
On your behalf, and rest assured, the issue of this restricted to.
Thank you, John. Thank you. Thank you very much. John Kenyon is the president of the Motorcycle and Tricycle Union of Liberia. He's been speaking with us here via the telephone about today's protestation by motorcyclists. According to him, the protest is not been organized by his organization, the Motorcycle and Tricycle Union of Liberia, the only legitimate union he said, that is responsible for coordinating the activities of motorcyclists across the country. According to him, those protesting are those that have been mobilized by the CDC, to create kiosks and all of that. So, yeah, but we also have a concerned motorcyclist. He's the head of the Concerned Motorcyclists and Tricyclist Advocacy Movement, Claudius Gideon. Let's see if we can speak to Claudius this morning to hear from him, about motorcyclist protests this morning. Okay, so Claudius' number seems to be busy. We, place a call to him later on. But Sylvester and Trokan, you listen to Kenyon. What have you got to say?
No, I mean, I enjoy the way he flip-flop to respond to a single question. Are you working in government? Are you working at the National Port Authority? Unfortunately, Mr. Kenyon couldn't say yes or no, because these are allegations his colleagues are putting out, because Kenyon now works with the government. He's always advocating for the government rather than pushing our interests. Don't get me wrong. We all know we want to maintain the fragile peace we enjoy in this country. So I don't think we are in any way in support of any form of protest. But I mean, Kenyon colleagues are accusing of being in government as a reason for which, he's saying everything we hear from him today. And he couldn't answer a simple question as to whether he's in government or not. I mean, that was my takeaway from him.
Okay, check on quickly.
But he accused the other guy who is on the other side, Chokon, of being a racist. Okay,
Choko, let's just hold you there for a minute. We have Claudius Yudia on the line. Claudius is Claudius, I'm sorry for taking you by surprise, but you are live on the radio this morning. Claudius is the president of the Concerned Motorcycles and Tricycle Advocacy Movement. Claudius, your fellow motorcyclists threatened to protest today, and I'm told that they've begun assembling already in parts of Monrovia. Are you in support of this protestation?
Yeah, first of all, thank you for having me on your show. Legacy is an honor. I appreciate. And good morning to you and good morning to the listeners that are following your broadcast this morning.
Yeah. So now to the question. Are you supportive of the protest action today as a motorcyclist advocate?
Well, before coming to as to whether I support the protest today, for me, I wouldn't like to refer to that gathering as a protest. I would love to refer to it, and I would love every Liberian to see it to be a peaceful exam. A peaceful exam is because of the point are genuine. The point for which cyclists are saying that we all getting out today is genuine. It's a genuine point. There are parents, there are people who build a life around motorcycle, who depend on motorcycle to commute from one place to another. There are people who depend on motorcycle to put food on the table. And there are people who depend on motorcycle to stretch hands to other friends and relatives. So by depriving all of our right to have access to the road, for which that point of Liberia, Monrovia specifically, is almost like the bread basket for all Liberians. Everything is in town, the milk and honey are all there. So you have Liberians on a daily basis that took to town for different purposes, commercial purposes, job, and the rest. So depriving us after mandating us to pay nothing less or more than 200 to 250 as document to go into government revenue, registering our badge, insurance, and you can name the rest. And at the end of the day, just for an incident that occurred that took away the life of our friend, that took the life of another family member, someone brought when the And then our colleagues went on a rampage. A couple of our colleagues went on a rampage. We did not support. But when a man is angry to do things out of hand,
Okay.
and then today we have been penalized. We have been.
So, Claudius, it means you are in support of this protest action.
My issue here is that the day-to-day, the reason for this gathering today is genuine. But my point here that I want to say, I don't want to support it in another form, is that looking at the infiltrate of political parties getting involved into it, looking at
I was just coming to that because John Kenyon, the president of the Motorcycle and Tricycle Union of Liberia, has accused the CDC of mobilizing or instigating this protest action.
John Kenyon, because John Kenyon is another crook. John Kenyon is one of those individuals, one of the main elements that have sold the motorcycle sector. John Kenyon is one of those elements that have destroyed the motorcycle sector, that have brought no dividend to the motorcycle sector. John Kenyon is one of those criminals that you see within the motorcycle sector, that for which today the motorcycle, we do not even have any lawyer, we have no justice, we have no one that stands for us. So everything motorcyclists does to do on that. So I don't want to dignify whatever John Kenyon say. I'm saying my own thing.
Okay.
What I see here is that for motorcyclists to be or influenced by politicians, where those guys are coming from, like they're having with it, I think the CDC Youth League saying that government, as a political party, not just a political party, but a key political party in Nigeria, they should face the government as CDC and take direct issue of the government. But now when issue occur with motorcyclists, then they want to stick their motorcyclists or have their motorcyclists and come and say, because they were there, what did they do for motorcyclists? Nothing. So my issue here now is that I see no genuine reason for Unity Party, CDC, ANC, and the rest of the other C join motorcyclists in this gathering today. But if it is only motorcyclists that are going to go there willingly, genuinely, to speak to our leaders.
So from your own observation, from your own observation, this group of motorcyclists is being infiltrated or maybe instigated by politicians or political parties.
Definitely so.
No, okay. So
I don't want to
so
show on your show, but all
you do support
the little corners and meetings and things that happen is all being pushed by a political party.
So you are saying
no one else but the CDC.
You are saying you do support a peaceful assembly by motorcyclists, calling for this ban on placed on them from plying the major streets of Monrovia to be lifted without the presence of political party or without the infiltration of political party.
100%. 100%. Exclusively motorcyclists coming out to raise all these genuine points to speak to our leaders, to tell them our dissatisfaction, how the aid treatment we have received, and how people continue to marginalize us.
And quickly,
speak to them about our rights.
Quickly, I heard you calling John Kenyon all sorts of names, a criminal, and out of that, those are allegations. What makes him a criminal? I mean, he's the president of the Motorcycle and Tricycle Union that, according to him, is the only legitimate union recognized by the government of Liberia, and your union should fall under this union. Why are you calling him all those names?
So let me let it get all on the bag. As an advocacy movement, we took John Kenyon, or we took the federations, that is the quote-unquote federations we have in Liberia, the NAFTA, which is quote-unquote supporting this protest today, and also Form 2, who is being headed by John Kenyon in question you're talking about. So we took this federation complaint to the Liberian government, to the Ministry of Justice. We have gone over a series of conferences, different years, for which they all admitted to our allegation against them that yes, indeed, they are in error, they are wrong. But then they have been called countless times at the Ministry of Justice, and John Kenyon having stepped to that Ministry of Justice before the incident will occur. Our call here to the Ministry of Justice, to the Liberian government, is to dissolve whatever federation is within Liberia, for a motorcycle and tricycle federation, to have a real structured federation that would be there for the motorcyclists instead of having group of criminals who put themselves together and therefore in a federation, they are only there for their own political gain.
John said the organization he has is legitimate. So why you continue to refer to his organization as criminal?
Legacy, if you build a radio station and you say this radio station is particularly for the Liberian people, this radio station, I built a radio station with the end of the territory to propagate message and give it out to the common people. But then you're using a radio station for another purpose, like you don't want to promote one person and you denigrate the rest of the public, you don't give time to people and just you just want to give the minute you don't have a radio station, you don't have certain things called radio station, but definitely you do not have a radio station.
Can you relate that?
And the rest of the
yeah, can you relate that to what John is doing to the motorcyclists allegedly?
Yeah, you have a federation. You claim to have a federation which to be the conduit between the motorcyclists and now the government and other partners. You also claim that you have a federation. A federation has to be responsible to seek the welfare of motorcyclists, to see how best you can respond to motorcyclists adequately in developmental purposes and stuff and things. Now you have a federation that doesn't even have a point of proof. The list to talk about a regulatory parking lot. Wherever you see motorcyclists, we are all parked. We are just there based on our own decisions. We do not have any terminal being erected by motorcyclists or federation anywhere. The list to talk about workshop or retreat. So it will be conducted on the money we pay.
Okay. So essentially, Claudius, you are saying the workings or the operation of the Motorcycle and Tricycle Union of Liberia is not benefiting motorcyclists across the country. It's just benefiting a group of individuals. Yeah.
Interestingly, we pay dues to them. We pay money to them. Approximately, each motorcyclist on the share of the item they give to us, the keke, the motorbike, that is the speakers and things that they share to along with tickets. There is nothing less than 7,000 LD for us a year. So a motorcyclist will pay $7,000 to purchase these items there, and then when a year elapsed, another year you pay another $7,000. And taking into consideration the number of motorcyclists in Latvia, personally in Morocco, about almost 100,000 plus. Now you're generating these monies. We don't see you getting fat. We don't see you building houses and keep buying.
Well, yes, thank you very much. We don't have the luxury of time. We have to speak to the CDC Youth League. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure, and thanks for answering my call this morning.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
God bless you.
All right. So, yes, he's Claudius Udell. Claudius is the president or the head of the Concerned Motorcyclists and Tricyclists Advocacy Movement. Now we have on the line someone from the CDC Youth League. Good morning. How are you?
Did you say someone?
Yes. I mean, it was Chokon who connected me with you. I'm sorry. So I don't actually know who's speaking. Yeah.
Yeah, probably should have just Chokon should have just introduced it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry about that. So just go ahead. I was about to give you the floor to introduce yourself.
Yeah, this is Emmanuel Johnson.
Emmanuel Johnson.
Yes, the youth chairperson of the CDC.
Okay, youth chair of the CDC. It's good having you on. So and today, motorcyclists are expected to hold protest action, and the CDC Youth League has also announced a protest action. But the president of the Motorcycle and Tricycle Union of Liberia is accusing the CDC Youth League of instigating the motorcyclist protest action today. What have you to say about this as chair of the Youth League of the CDC?
Well, the CDC Youth League has not agreed to come out to protest whenever the CDC Youth League agrees on having a mass citizen action, which is fundamentally part of our resolution from Grand Bassa County to involve into strict actions against the government, because the government have refused to listen to the plight of its people. So we will be definite, and we will make the public informed about our action. But as a matter of fact, we have not agreed to protest today. There's no decision from the Youth League Executive Committee of a mass protest action today. But do we support the actions of young people who are motorcyclists?
But just before going to that, Emmanuel, I mean, some folks claiming to be from CDC Youth League were heard on radio stations talking about protestation today.
Yes. So what we said was that we listed 7 demands for the government for Mr. Bwaka to take these different demands into consideration and reverse the course of actions of governance in our country. We were very clear, and those demands fortunately came. One of those demands was connected to the motorcyclists, lifting up the ban on the motorcyclists infected immediately. There were 6 other demands, releasing their bags because the Liberia National Police is not the rightful owner of those bags in their custody, and as well as producing the living body of how do you call him? Buema Masale, the police officer who murdered the 17-year-old young Talking Tom. And we also connected with informing the government to ensure that all other reports that are laying in the dust should be implemented, because we are informed that some of the other reports connected to high-profile people that are connected with the president. So he's refusing to implement those different audit reports. We also encouraging the government to ensure that she looks at her regulations. What are the regulations for truckers? Those trucks company that are moving from one place to another.
So sorry for the interruption. It means the lifting of the ban imposed on motorcyclists from plying the major streets of Monrovia was just one of the major reasons that you guys are contemplating on protesting.
It's one of the demands. It's one of the demands of the CDC Youth League against the government. So,
but now you are being accused. You are being accused of mobilizing motorcyclists from.
I think I listened to a young man on the radio.
John Kenyon. John Kenyon is the president of the Motorcycle and Tricycle Union of Liberia, and accused the CDC Youth League specifically of mobilizing a motorcyclist, to carry out today's protest action.
Well, I think it is a shame. These are independent individuals. These are individuals who are leaders in their different institutions. So the CDC Youth League cannot influence them in terms of their action. In fact, the CDC Youth League will not need motorcyclists to join them in a mass citizen action against the government. We are in numbers. The CDC is one of the largest political institutions in the country, about 5 political institution in the country. We are in the 15 political subdivision of our country. When we come out, the government has no capacity to contain the young people of the CDC. So we don't need the motorcyclists to join in our protest action. So these people are independent people. But who is making these allegations? We are aware of one John who works under the influence of the National Port Authority. So you cannot work for the government and then you still be providing leadership for independent organizations. So we are aware. We were told that he is compromised. He has received some funding to undermine the protest organized by the independent young people today. And I think it's very shameful on his part. He cannot be a leader of the National Motorcycle and Tricycle Association and then be saying things that go contrapositive to the distances that these young people, the grievances that young people had. If you look at the details of this, I think 2 other persons got killed. Your friends got killed by the government, allegedly by the police, and then you sit on radio and you say you have no issue. You sit on radio and you say your friends were
so
come out to protest.
So just a point of correction, Moba. I mean, the police did not kill anyone. We know of an accident that happened in the Val town area.
Yeah. We are aware of the murder situation surrounding the 17-year-old young man. That's 1. 2. We are also aware that there was an instance. There was an incident around a bridge that happened, and the police that enacted the police decision to come up with the ban. So what we are saying is, let's look at the details of the ban. Whether the ban is a just ban or is an unjust ban, because you told the motorcyclists, you formalize the sector, You say, okay, you guys have to pay $250 to ensure that you have your lesson, to ensure that you have your safety gears, which is the helmet and everything, to ensure that you have your plate. And when you collect the money from these people, what we are saying as a youth league, you cannot change the rules of the game in the middle of the game. These young people need to feed their family. Okay, some of them even have to borrow money to be able to meet up to your regulations. And then they did all of these things. In the end, you say you banning them. Why are you banning them? What measure have you put in place that will be able to help them from their hardship they are experiencing? So the CDC Youth League is not influencing anybody, any motorcyclist to protest, but the CDC Youth League supports their actions because their actions are genuine actions.
Okay.
Against the government. So the government must be able to listen to these young people. So when the youth league is about to protest, if you come out to protest, we will not miss our words. We will come out in our flesh, in our body, in our soul, and we want to say this emphatically that the police have no capacity to contain the energy of the young people of the Congress for Democratic in extension of the
And how soon? How soon will that protest be?
We will do that very soon. The CDC Youth League has submitted 17 demands.
Did you give the government any ultimatum?
Well, the Youth League will make a decision very, very soon. I can assure you on that because there are different issues, my brother. There are a lot of different issues that are out. The young people, they are hungry. There are issues of high unemployment among young people. Young people graduating from high school, they have no jobs to do. The government is careless. The government is clueless. The government has no desire to transform the living condition of the people. They are just going to mass corruption. You see money flying all over the place.
Thank you.
Recently, you saw what happened. 250,000 youth to just dug a borehole on the water and sewer by Mo Ali. So there are a lot of other issues that have germinated the corridor that the government has behaved and have performed very detrimentally. And so young people will come out. So we will inform the public about the decision of the young people to come out and
Thank you.
the system.
Thank you. Choko, any question?
Yeah, before we take leave of you, Emmanuel, Keon made an allegation here and said that the other group leader that is expected to come out today is from the CDC. Exactly, he said that.
Yes, he said the head of the Supreme Motorcyclist Union is a sedition. He's a co-chair on motorcycle affairs.
What are you have
of the CDC? You got any information of such?
So the St. John man works at the MPA. The St. John man support the rescue mission. So you can see from where John is coming. So when his friends are genuine, on their issues, on their concern, you have to blink. You have to paint them negative. You have to paint them with a political garment. I don't think this issue is politically motivated. I don't think these people are influenced politically. I'm speaking as the chairperson of the Youth League of the Indomitable Coalition for Democratic Change. So these people have concern. The concern are very genuine. 2 of their colleagues were killed. Should they come out? Of course.
I don't think that's the answer to the question that we ask.
Do we support their decision? Of course, we support their decision to come out to protest, to seek redress. Well, where else do you expect them to seek redress? Where else?
Thank you.
Emmanuel, is Troko who is heading the Supreme Motorcyclist from the CDC? That's the question.
So what I can say to you is that we have now reviewed 5 to consider an individual as a member of the CDC. The CDC is hoping the CDC have members as motorcyclists.
So you don't know whether Chokon from Supreme Motorcycle Union is part of the CDC or not?
He could be a member of the CDC, but it does not reflect anything of being politically motivated.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure having you on this morning, Emmanuel Morba, chair of the CDC Youth League. Yeah, so folks, that's it. You're listening to the Today Show right here on Spoon 107.5. We also live on our various social media platforms, Fabric TV, Support TV, and Spawn TV. My name is Yekezi Zobel. I'm here alongside Chokon Flaman and Sylvester Wowie, and we're discussing issues that matter to Liberia. We've basically been discussing supposed action by the motorcyclists today. They announced a protest today. the Motorcycle and Tricycle Union of Liberia, headed by John Kenyon, accused the CDC of mobilizing the folks that are coming out today to protest. According to him, they are not from. I mean, it's not a genuine or sincere action being taken by the motorcyclists, but rather it's politically motivated. He accused the CDC Youth League of instigating that, and we just spoke with the CDC Youth League chair, and he said they have nothing to do with that, even though they've been, planning and talking about carrying out protest action, but they did not announce today, or they've not announced a specific date for their protest action. And the ban on motorcyclists from plying the major streets of Monrovia is just one of the many reasons or many demands they've put forth to the government to address. If not, they're going to, stage a protest action against the government. But when they are yet to come up with that. So right here on phone, we will speak to Reverend Jackson Kenneth Jackson, Reverend Kenneth C. Jackson of the 72nd United Methodist Church. Reverend Kenneth Jackson, as you may know, the Methodist Church in Liberia is kind of disintegrated as we speak. There were tension all over the place yesterday in Grand Bassa, in Nimba, in Montserrat, and other parts of Liberia, where the UMC and the GMC are clashing over premises. The GMC is a breakaway group, or have withdrawn from the United Methodist Church. But the United Methodist Church Bishop Quayle is saying that if you are breaking away or leaving the church, then you must leave back the church's properties. But the GMC says it is the congregations, it is the congregants who establish the property. So once they are leaving with their properties. Yesterday, we saw police presence at various Methodist churches in Liberia. We saw police clashing with worshippers, leading to injuries and all of that. So we take a few calls and let us speak to Reverend Kenneth C. Jackson of the 72nd Global Methodist Church, formerly the 72nd United Methodist Church. So let's take a few calls. Callers on 077 77 1075, 077 77 1075, 055 101075. Call us on those numbers and have your say it again, 077 77 1075, 055 101075. But also don't forget to play the radio entertainment game. The dashboard here is open, and we're giving out 8,000 Liberian dollars and 4,000 Liberian dollars today, Tuesday. All you need to do is to dial the playing code *799#. You select number 3 for Spoon FM. You pay the playing fee of 70 cents US or 100 Liberian dollars. Once you do that, you automatically enter the draw and you stand a chance to win for yourselves 8,000 or 4,000 Liberian dollars here today on the Today Show. So let's talk to this person. Good morning, your name and where you join us from.
Yes, thank you so much. My 3 great brothers in studio this morning. I just wrote one and pay in a court for Lawrence C. Howard.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. I admire you guys. It is in the name of generation you have to please and call to the CDC men. Gentlemen, when somebody says you lack the money to compare, it's on the basis of, for example, things that you do not do. Others are trying to do when you try to compare it. They are the argument of you lack the moral capital. So the guy from CDC should understand that this country is not just exclusively. It belongs to all the 5.2 or 4+ million people in this country. So if you think that because you are lost in nation, things that you do not do, if you try to put administration to make our country similar, today we get to hear the way Johnson have become the J or New York or Moscow. But today we go to town, still lights are everywhere. And the police taking place, you think you can disrupt that? We challenge you. CDC is not more than a bigger majority of the people. Number one. Number two, the police do not say that it's the people of their own motorcyclists. when you guys start to tell him that the accident took place was not police in Johnson, and the accident took place, the guy was killed by a truck and that the truck that is to break that field, and without that, the guy was in the wrong place and destroyed the property, the property. That was act against the public at that time. So the police said we are doing this for temporary to review the situation. We want to use that to cause disturbance for the country. Let me say to you guys, if you think because you misled the country yesterday, when auditors also were killed, you have people that have him Macaulay and National Tax Authority running our money, the office got blood. You have not do anything today. After we cover things, we go after criminals. You go away after criminals. You have disrupted the battle of people. The people that have led challenge.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. God bless our country.
Thank you. Take another person here. Good morning and welcome to the show.
Yeah, good morning. Emmanuel,
Emmanuel, you got to put some life in your voice, please.
You're speaking with Emmanuel and Johnson.
Okay, go ahead, Emmanuel.
Okay. I listened to John Kier this morning saying some things on the radio, but John Kier is being violent. It comes to the motorcyclists in Liberia, the government is not able to implore all of us that they can go as far as putting ban on us. Honestly, and the king about saying that to register or buy, we should insure it. Yes, we support the idea because we want this government to work and we need to pay taxes to the government. But when it comes to power against saying that we should not go inside, we should not do this, how the government is really want to survive. How really this government wants to survive.
Mm-hmm.
Joe is not going. Joe getting his job in the first place. He's getting his job now for the government. Maybe the government going to take it.
Okay.
Joe is not speaking in front of the party. Don't be bold.
Okay. Thank you. Let me take this person here. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning. Let's hear you. Welcome.
Thank you, too long. I'm Lawrence and Johnson.
Yeah, Lawrence. Yeah.
For me, I'm not surprised of the stand John Kier is taking in relation to the whole motorcyclist saga. This man is coming to figure out the people of Monero, the free mind. So he's right. He's not in the shoes of the ordinary motorcyclists who are on the scratch system. That are doing better, the government is taking on their neck. So he's right. Then the power of this country is, the social thing when you and your family people is well out there new. We are doing our friends who are on a motorcycle this morning to tell us to join his legs. I think it's not okay in these legs. They are suffering. The government has came to and taken their life cannot be at the neck of the poor people in every sector. They're not gathering, tell us around. Motorcycle is the magnitude. I mean, what happens when they transfer? I mean, any sector in the school for which you want to do the necessary, we are not saying to implement money policy is bad. But I'm not clear on the total, when the option. So if today the hundreds, the tens of thousands of young persons that never made job, that to survive, if you are saying it's cases because we start to trust people, I mean, and it's just a fact, but we have jobs again. Now you consider the education to go. So I mean, it's government that one man who go out and say who understand it, something like that because the way is they are going to be sitting person and he's on the bed with government officials. They are doing all manner of against. I mean, it's things and there's one that anyway. Because people don't care about other things country. It's only I myself and my family. It's something. So we stay in the motorcycle, they are blood here in their constitutional right. I mean, to make that help their government, the government, see the reason if they are children have to transfer lives. I mean, they will see the reason to listen to the motorcycle. And then Mr. Kier also have to see that.
Thank you so much. We have to take other people on the line this morning on the program. If you are just joining us, you're listening to the Today Show with me, Jokon Flama Yegesi Sobe, and Sylvester Wowie. We are here driving you through up to 10 o'clock. Each time we're going to end down this program. No time is incredible than this one. Let Let me have this person. Good morning. Welcome to the show. Oh, good morning. Let me take this person. Good morning. Hello. Then we have. Hello. Good morning.
Yeah.
Good
Good morning,
morning. Let's
gentlemen.
hear you.
All right. Again, let me say good morning to the Spoon family. My name is Brother Jeremiah Siawe. I joined the conversation from district number 6. Hello?
Okay. Jeremiah, go ahead.
Okay. Thank you. Gentlemen, let me be sincere. You know, not everything that happens in this country will start to politicize it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, those motorcyclists, they are right. Let's be frank. You ask the people to register the motorbike. You ask the people to buy. You ask the people to insure their motorbike. They did all of those things. So my question is, what's the necessity aspect of asking those people to do this? It's for them to fly the street. They enable them raise the thing. All right. The very young guy who's speaking today, how expect out of John? John is working. John is making money. So John does not care for his family any longer. I tell you, take John for people today and give him motorbike, let him start riding back around here. They see as to whether it will go down well with him. So John is trying to politicize. John trying to pin his holy blood. Sincerely speaking, are you telling me that those guys are coming out today? They are all citizens riding motorbike in Motorcyclist County? I tell you no. Even right communicate. I know few guys that supported the new party that would need to take their motorbike and get on the road 24 hours around the clock with their new party t-shirt on there. And today they are going out to protest. So are you telling me all those guys are citizens? No. I think we should be sincere to the process and then stop politicizing this protest. It is their constitutional right. The only thing some of us saying it should be they should be peaceful, they should be civil, and they should be the right. It is their right to go out there to protest because those guys.
Thank you so much. It is the right to protest, which is guaranteed under the law of Liberia. Let's. Hello. Good morning. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Flaman, good morning.
Good morning. Welcome.
Thank you. This is James Morris. I'm calling from the Bourgeois Island.
James, go ahead, brother.
Yeah. Thank you, brother. I don't know what other people are saying. So they say you register your motorbike, they say you wanna plow the street, or they say you wanna go Central Monrovia. I don't know what people misconstrue the LMP. LMP say don't go Central Monrovia because the SYC, they say you must go to the Bureau community and ride your bar. They're not stopping you from flying the street. All of them say they register your bar, they data, they pay all the taxes and data. Who tell you that LMP say when you pay your taxes, you must fly the street? They say there are certain restrictions they get, don't go there, pass through. The internet, they say they must not ride on the street. They say don't go Central Monrovia. Council, ride to the Bureau community and do your commercialize or your motorbike. All of them taking it, motorbike, they do plow the street. You know how everybody have right in this country. If you want to protest, go and protest, but you must be cognizant of the law. Anything doing damage to legal license. You are stopping anybody to go protest. Go and do your protest. But remember, people have the right to move. Everybody has the freedom of movement. Don't infringe on anybody's right while you are protesting. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the call. I think we can take just one more and then we take Reverend Kenneth from the Global Methodist, the Second Methodist Church, quickly on the line. Hello, good morning, welcome. Hello? Hello? Okay, we will have to, I think we will need to take Reverend Kenneth on the line from the Global Methodist Church this morning on the show before we can go. We are not taking calls again this morning. We hope to get the Reverend on the line this morning, Reverend Kenneth Jackson from the Global Methodist on the second. Recently broke away. And the time on yesterday, the country was rowdy about this entire division within the Methodist Church. Reverend, good morning. Welcome to today's show here on Spoon FM this morning. I'm Chokon Flaman, and I would like to welcome you this morning on the show to talk to us maybe for a few minutes. Welcome, good morning.
Welcome, good morning. This is Reverend Jackson. I want to say good morning. Thanks for the invite and also to the listening audience.
Reverend, on yesterday there was a dramatic scene at your church premises on Sunday. Worshippers gathered outside the premises. We saw police, firing tear gas and all of that. I just want to talk us through this entire incident on yesterday.
Personally, I want to say that yesterday was one of the times we saw the hands of God working in our business. The majority of the congregation at that church from the second GMC now, okay, they resist same-sex marriage. They pull out. We all pull out of the United States that is now a gay church, according to their new book of discipline, paragraph 162 D, and so many paragraphs in a new book of discipline. So what happened yesterday? We have been in the church, and the large majority of the congregation have been in the church. They pay their tithe from the very beginning to build that church, 75,000 to purchase the land. People pay that tithe offering to get that business, that church business constructed. Fast forward, yesterday, the UNC people took us to court. Saturday morning, took us to court. That was the conference hearing. That was conference hearing. So we went there with our lawyer, a few members, and their lawyers, they came, and fast forward, the judge at the Kingsdale Town Hall, okay, he did not have jurisdiction to bring down verdict because it was just a conference hearing on alleged taxes that we negotiated and we took on local. And when we went to the place, the judge brought down hearing that the UNC gave the structure and we should leave and give them the premises. Whereby the large majority, how on earth that 150, 200 person will leave a building they have been worshiping there to give it to less than 20% part of the UNC. And all of them their time also to build that building. So unconstitutionally the judge brought down verdict because it was not in his purview to bring down verdict. The best thing the judge would have done was everybody stay out of the building. Nobody go there and worship. So fast forward, none of our congregation, more than 150%, they were not in the court on Saturday. So how can we tell them? How can we tell them to not come to church or to gather in front of the building? So we respected the judge ruling. We respected the judge ruling so that we will be on the safe side. So because many of our members were not in the courtroom on Saturday, we have to gather there in front of the building to just praise and worship and pray and go away. And that was successful from the beginning. We never had access to the building because the judge told us not to have access to the building because many of our members were coming. We gathered there, police was there, and the meeting started well. Fast forward, this is how everything erupted. The police told us to push a little bit in front on the road to the quota. That was a government space. We watched it there. And it went well until a police lesson plate, a car lesson plate 121. And that is Prince yourself, the guy who was promoted. When he came, he instructed the police. Now we are not on the church's premises. We are on the government area, just worshiping, to pray and go in. To let our worshipers know to go on here to pray and go in. Prince Catherine gave instruction. Then the police will team, Reverend Jackson, you are arrested, you need to follow us to the police station. For what reason, we don't know. When we all have good relationship, Prince A. Castle. Prince A. Castle was one of my members in the church, the leader. But he refused to explain, to call me, to explain the great issue that the United Methodist Church passed in the States. He refused the congregation. Because of that, the congregation was left in limbo. But I, as the spiritual head of the church, Prince Castle is not. I have to lead the congregation in the right direction. So Prince Castle, who's supposed gay and left here in the United Methodist Church, he's supposed to because they are bishops, they support everything. Yeah, even though they'll be lying on here. So Prince Castle gets instruction for me to be arrested, and my congregation said no, it cannot be arrested because we are all government led worshiping. We are not having access to the building. Okay? How come the commotion started? They want to get carry me. The congregation said, no, you're not carrying our pastor. Okay? So they used force. They started to use tear gas as God could have it. Like Peter protected Jesus in the temple, the congregation protected me and they saved me and they had me in a safe area. Okay? So they were not able to arrest me because it was no intervention. So they protected me. Dr. Kula, who was already going somewhere to worship at the New Georgia Global Methodist Church, came and saw the crowd. He wanted to be in peace. The police did not hear, and because my congregation protected me and saved me from the hands of Prince A. Castle and his police, because he gave instruction. They said, okay, Reverend Jackson had run away to grab Dr. Kula and many of my members. Okay? That was the incident that happened yesterday. But we respected the court order. We did not have access to that building. We were on government premises because not too many of our members were to the court. Yes. So we needed to come there to let them know that we will pray for a few minutes and we will go in until today, Monday, for the court proceeding.
So, Reverend, you raised two issues. So one of the issues is number one, the United Methodist Church doing their conference, they officially accepted to be, a gay church, which is in their book of discipline, like you said. But Bishop Choir has said that this church has no association, nowhere with any gay business. They will not endorse it.
Deception. Let me tell you this. It's a deception. The church name is United Methodist Church. That means what connects us here, it connects us to the people in the U.S. And right now, my brother, go do your research. What you're hearing from the bishop, because he's not my bishop again, it's a big deception. Satan, the same way Satan used the apple to deceive Eve in the garden, it's the exact thing happening in the United Methodist Church. Look, my brother, no, not everything that glitters is gold. Go in the book of discipline. How can we be united when we're there? Yeah? Let us say it will be practiced in America. It will not be practiced here. We are one church. Go to 1 Corinthians chapter 12. We are one body, okay? One operating as an eye on the body. The eye is there to perform. The hair is there. What affects the eye affects the nose. So how can we be united, my brother? Yeah? Then Bishop Choir, the university bishop, tell that homosexuality, the people will practice over there in Liberia, and we're not practicing it, our law will go against it. And we want church. And we have only one book of discipline right now. Yeah? One book of discipline, my people. Those who listen to this, you please listen. Because it is not about Liberia alone. I mean, the United Methodist Church alone. It is about the Pentecostal Church. It is about the Baptist Church. It is about the Anglican Church. And here, and our people, our innocent, for United Methodist Church. It's a gay church, according to the book of discipline. So what you're hearing from the bishop is a big deception. And it is that deception we are standing up to, and it is that deception we are pulling out of. We don't want to be part of that deception. Yes.
So you are telling us that the book of discipline clearly states that the church will practice that. But Reverend is saying, Bishop is saying that there's no way Liberia will accept, such a practice. And you are leaving.
anybody who talks about that, ask the bishop. Bishop, when you go to America, who you'll be studying out from? They go for council of bishop meeting, and out of that council of bishop meeting, you get more than 5 persons who are bishops, who are gays and lesbians. They all sit down on the same table. My brother, you see that dissension? Yeah. Yeah, they sit down on the same table, and it's the gay and lesbian give their bishop communion to drink. 1 Corinthians chapter 5 is clear. Those who see and endorse into it, the Bible says we should cut off from them. And what we United Methodist Church, who don't want it, we cut off from the UMC. But they fighting us for the property that all of us need. Brother, don't follow that deception. Yeah.
Reverend, you made a lot of.
My colleague wants to ask a question.
You made a lot of great, allegations. These are very grave allegations against your members or former members. You accuse them of supporting, the issue of kids. Now they are asking that you leave the premises. Where will you continue to worship?
That premises was, the premises was not built by the Liberia Annual Conference. And right now we're going to court. Like I said, the best thing the conference judge, the magisterial court judge would have done to put a still order, United Methodists, don't go there, Global Methodists, don't go there, and have that place secure until after the court proceeding. It is only the court that will listen to. If the court comes up and tells us that Global Methodist people in the church, their property here, it was secured by the Liberia Annual Conference, and these are the evidences that they build your church, they put the CD, they build the pulpit, with all the receipts exhibited to the court, then we will pull out, my brother. What is done God's will, God will supply. No, we're not able to pull out, but the right thing will be done because everybody put in their time and offering to that building. It was done in the Liberia Annual Conference, even in a book of discipline, paragraph 2502. Yeah? 2502 tells us that the Liberia Annual Conference does not have ownership in the church's building. Yeah. Even in America, people are living with that building, and there is negotiation being made in respect of the others of people who are living. But here in Liberia, Bishop Choir broke all the laws. He broke all the laws in 2016, only to have his will today. Then he comes out and says, this affiliation time passed. We will not follow Bishop Choir. We are not even part of this church any longer. But the property will respect the court. What the court will say, the court runs a decision that property does not belong to the large majority that say no to same-sex. We're going to pull out. We're going to worship in a tent. And very soon we're going to build a decent building that God will provide for. But the right thing will be done because Bishop Choir did not put a cent in that building.
One would say you are accusing Bishop Choir and the rest of the folks only because you want to buy some public sentiment. What will you say to that?
Come again? You are very low.
You are accusing the bishop and others of supporting the issue of care because you want to buy some public sentiment. What will you say to that?
My brother, I'm speaking with facts that I was referring to the book of discipline. And our bishop, let me tell you this, he was our bishop before. He deceived us because the videos are all over the place. He went to Nana Crew, went in the bush and told the people that when the day UMC passes same-sex marriage, they will pull out. He asked the villager, where in the bush, my brother, for God's sake. When they pass it, what must do? Bishop must leave. And the videos, different videos, where he committed himself to us. Look, how can a leader, especially an Episcopal leader, deceive his people, brother? This is the end time. What happened to Bishop Choir at that time? Yeah.
Okay.
He was saying those things. What happened?
Reverend Jackson, before we wrap up, currently Liberians are concerned if you say Bishop Choir made a commitment that he was going to leave and then he held the conference. He did not leave. He reiterated that the church, it is not a gay church. Someone who wonder why you think Bishop Choir has refused to break away from the to make that decision.
He alone knows, brother. Only Bishop Choir one knows. Yeah, but he deceived us. Yeah, he broke our confidence in him, and we cannot follow such a leader. Therefore, by our faith, with the conscience of God in us, we will not follow, we will not bow down to that golden image. Okay? Bishop Choir is on his own, and my brother, all across the nation. Nobody wants to be part of the UMC. That book of discipline explain it. Yeah, they're passing around with a resolution. Not the resolution is less important than the book of discipline, brother. That is the law book. Yeah. So the UMC, according to that book of discipline, so many paragraphs prove that the UMC is a gay church. Paragraph 613.19. In that paragraph, it says that if you don't support conferences across the world, districts, jurisdictional conferences, regional conference, if you don't support the agenda of same-sex, you will not receive funding. You will not receive funding. It is not me. I'm talking paragraph. Go there, Google it, brother. Google it. Paragraph 613.19. It is spelled out in it. If you went to paragraph 425, it is spelled out. I can just name the paragraph. And that is the supreme book of discipline. That is their supreme book of discipline. That is the instrument Bishop Choir will use to preside over the annual conference for the next 4 years. Yeah, and nothing. You got to be in line with the people in America. You got to be in line with the people in Cambodia. You got to be in line with the people in South Africa. You have to be in line with the people in few other areas around the world, because almost many persons across the world are leaving the UMC. The UMC is a gay church according to the book of discipline, and we will not follow Bishop Choir. We are already left. Let him leave us alone. Let him take us to court for the fight of the property. The fight now, it is not about UMC. I don't want to talk about UMC now. I want to talk about GMC, where one man can get married to one woman, where we can speak the biblical truth, where we can look in our leader face and say, this is wrong, where we can look in sinner face. The Global Methodist Church, as I conclude, is a church where traditional Christianity is preached based on Wesleyan theology. Wesleyan theology is based on the Bible, okay? So we open our church to lesbian, to gay, to rogues, to corrupter, to people who steal, to zogos. But guess what? We will not take one of those sin and make it law. And that is where Methodist Church miss it. They took one thing and make it law for everybody across the world to follow.
Okay.
But guess what? In a same book of discipline, it says, polygamy, African sin. Polygamy is a sin. Yeah? But homosexuality, we must support it. That is a deception. We are going for good. We're serving God in our right conscience. We will not bow down. Thank you so much.
I mean, you spoke a lot. I mean, what's a way forward? Just before we take beef of you.
Because right now, Bishop Choir does stand here. People, they don't have time for the people's soul. Right now, they get time for property that they do not build. So the way forward is, if Bishop Choir can come today and say, my people, I received y'all, y'all come to the table, that can't tell. Before I told y'all that we'll go to GMC, okay, we're ready to go to GMC. Look, Bishop Choir, Bishop Choir will be our bishop. But Bishop Choir will be our bishop. But if you come, we are ahead of him. We already GMC ahead of him.
Okay.
If he doesn't, let him leave us. Let him take us to court for property, because he's fighting for property. He doesn't have time for the soul of the people. GMC get time for soul, for evangelism, for evangelization, for revival, for speaking truth to sin. And telling gay people, you are in sin. You got to repent so that God will forgive you. Telling people who steal, do not steal. When you steal, it's against God's law. Telling people, do not kill. When you kill, it is against God's law. And, brother.
Yeah, the
Very
discussion
serious.
is quite interesting. Yeah, very. We your points went across. Sorry, we couldn't just continue. But Mr. Wowie, what's your own take home from the entire saga?
These are critical matters. One would not want to personalize it, even though our opinions matter. But this is all across the country now. We've got situation in Niba, Grand Bassa, Monserrado, and it's going to spread all around the country. So I think what the church need to do is see how best they could organize a quick meeting to resolve this whole thing, because it's not going on. And now the church members are leaving. They were already vetted by the court. We saw the police action, and some people sustained injury on yesterday as a line following the different social media platforms. So it's something that I think need to grab the attention of the Liberal Council of Churches, the Religious Council, the government of Liberia. I mean, they all need to see how best they can actually resolve this matter, because it's going out of hand now.
Which is true. I think I also agree with you and greatly. I think this is cutting across the Liberian Christendom. When you talk about the churches in Liberia, it is not only about the UNC anymore. I think this is a time for even the government to intervene. This has become a social problem, relation issue in the country. Yesterday, families who saw people who been worshiping, as brothers and sisters, getting at each other's throat, as fathers and mothers, they were fighting on yesterday across the country, from Buchanan to Maryland, from Maryland to Nimba, Monserrado, and several parts of the country yesterday, on a Sunday, that they should be worshiping God and asking for forgiveness and praying for the nation they were fighting on yesterday, which is not a good thing. I think the government needs to step in to call these people to order. What they can do to resolve this crisis is becoming a social. Yesterday we saw state security dragging on members of the church, so it's getting serious.
The Methodist Church is one of the big churches in the country, and we know they also run school system. So if care is not taken, it may just go on to affect the student as well.
Of course.
Because of the issue of properties coming in. So if somebody from the global Methodist Church got his or her case in the Methodist school, and he's on the other side of the divide, it may just affect the children, the school-going children as well.
Of course.
Some of those schools could be closed down, or because to avoid violence, best thing they could do, okay, we shut the school down, and those kids will have nowhere to go and continue their education sojourn.
Which is true. Well, there you have it. I think, like we said, we are out of time. We have to go. It's about 10 o'clock. We join our news team for the news. The Today Show going to return on tomorrow. We're going to be here again. Yekesi Zokwe Chokon Flaman and Sylvester Wowie. We've been here in your company, bringing you up to date on major happenings across the country. And some of those issues that we can share our opinions, suggestions, comments on some of those national issues. So thank you for being there. That's how we like to call it a day here this morning from Monrovia.
Something for the new, something for everybody in between. We leave nothing untouched. We are Spoon 107.5 FM.